be the media, but everyone in Australia thinks Trump's an idiot.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, but then you see how many people. I mean, I was only talking today to another Australian. I'll let you guys guess who it was, and we were just saying that the whole half your country is like protesting the fucking lockout laws and the conspiracies behind it, and we're like, just fucking stay home. Like, how fucking hard is it? Stay home for 2 months, and then you don't have to fucking worry about it for the rest of the year. But you guys want to, it's against our amendment. Fucking, we have a right to be out and go to here and go, okay, you do, but do you want to die? Like, fucking... It's not necessarily that you're going to die. It's that you're going to pass it on to somebody who's acceptable to dying from it. That's the whole.
Let me clear something up for you, just so not most Americans aren't like that. It's the very vocal minority that are like that.
Yes.
Most of us are just like, oh, okay, let's stay home. Get through this. The faster we get this, stay home, the faster this fucking is over with. And it's the people who, the very vocal minority, like,
it is the media. I mean, whoever, what's the saying? Is whoever cries the loudest is
heard the most.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm just pulling shit out of my ass. But go ahead. It's probably the worst, the three worst people to even bring this up. Which I'll bring it up, but we won't talk about it because I know your views. Gun control in America, that's just something that blows my mind. Gun control in America, and I know you three. I know where you stand on on guns, so I'm not going to sit and argue about it now. It'll be a later podcast. But yeah, Look, in Australia, we had one massive massacre.
Yeah, Port Arthur,
and pretty much a couple of months later, every Australian handed their fucking guns in. It wasn't even a protest. There wasn't even protests about it. It was pretty much, well, yeah, that was fucking bad here. It was almost like every Australian was like, yeah, that was fucking bad. He have our guns. I mean, I understand that you guys have a right to have the guns, but then I'm like, is there a need to actually have like an assault rifle? I can understand on our sides, our farmers and ranchers need rifles. To kill wild animals or to put down their animals or, whatever it is. That's fine. Yeah, the rabbits, whatever it is. But for somebody to live inside, in downtown California to have an assault rifle, is there really need for it? I mean, I understand a pistol. I understand a pistol for safety, for safety on your side, because I know how bad it can get over there. But an actual AR, what's the need?
So AR is not, it stands for armor light rifle, not assault rifle. And the term assault rifle is actually a pronoun, or a verb, adverb actually. Because if I took my hunting rifle, which shoots 7.62 millimeter, and I shoot, deer or whatever, wildlife, what's the difference between that and something kind of that can shoot a little bit quicker? It's the same.
Yeah, but my question: how long does it take you to load each one, and then how quickly does it take to shoot each one?
I mean, I have a lot of old bolt actions, and I can get through like a 5-round magazine, and maybe
pretty quick.
I'm good, but maybe like 10 seconds.
But in my honest opinion, it's this conversation could go.
Yeah, this is why I'm going to nip it. This is where I'll nip it in the butt now, because, like I said, I know what you three. I know where you three land on the situation, so it's probably it could go, I'm severely outnumbered here, so we'll cut it short. And we'll go to Nick. Nick, what's your next? Your third on the list.
I'd probably buy $100 million yacht and just live the rest of my life on the seas.
That's a fucking top bucket.
Yeah.
Would you have a harem of ladies on there?
No, I took my lady because that's all I need, and probably
good answer.
And a shitload of blow.
and just live at peace, dude. Be one with the water for a long time.
Would you, Matt and Warren? Would you go that road? Is that something you
Damn
guys
straight.
would like to do?
I wouldn't see. All right, I get seasick, so probably not a yacht. But like,
Would you
if I
just
could
go like,
move to Montana and buy like 10,000 acres of land and no one can fuck with me, that'd be great.
you just buy Yellowstone?
Yeah, buy Yellowstone, put a house in the middle of it, and no one else can come on my land.
Fuck off! Don't
Yeah.
Just have fucking turrets on fucking every corner of the fucking boundary. So anybody just walked on.
Well, think about it. I mean, if zombie apocalypse, you have Nick over here who's like going to be in, his own little private.
Can
floating
zombies
island,
swim?
and
Do you think zombies can swim?
No,
They're not breathing.
Zombies were talking
Dawn of the Dead.
If we're gonna have this talk, I wouldn't say they can swim, but they can maneuver in water, whatever
Yeah.
that means. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
the
you
bottom
reckon
water,
they can
definitely.
cross seabeds to another country? Like they can go from
I
one
don't
country to the other,
like
walking
I
on
mean,
a seabed.
I
See, I don't think they
I
can
can
go.
I don't know.
I don't think they go from like America to England. I don't think that could happen. I think because like the pressure would kill them. Like not kill them. The pressure would crush them. But like maybe like go from like Florida to Cuba, maybe.
Give me some World War Z zombies, bro. Some 150 mile an hour runners. Then we're talking.
All right, Warren, what's your next one?
Oh, I want to go to Mexico without being kidnapped. That'd be great.
Okay.
Are you are you acceptable to being kidnapped? Like, do you think when you go to Mexico, I'm primed to be fucking kidnapped here? I'm primed.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Do you look
I'm a
like you
white
have rich
dude.
parents?
I mean, yeah, no, I'm just a white dude chilling. Now, obviously, I have money to go just to go to Mexico. So like, oh hey, so yeah, I would like to go to Mexico and not.
So my question is, Nick, would you kidnap it?
I'm gonna say yes. I would.
Yeah, see,
the cartel, though.
I got that.
Yeah.
I got that like primo type butthole. So like,
Oof,
I understand.
Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those guys that go.
Oh, you're one of those tight butthole boys. Okay.
Oh, dude, I was reading a story. I was reading a story
like
not that long ago about this real big guy, like fat, like he's a real fat guy. No offense to him, but
I mean,
he's fat.
if you want to insult me, just like say my name. You don't have.
No.
to.
No, but he decided to go and fight with ISIS. He wanted to be an ISIS fighter, so he went over to join ISIS. And when he got there, they decided that he wasn't going to be a fighter, and they used him as a sex slave.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah, they kept him in it. They kept him in a cave, and they they buttered his biscuit every day. Three, four,
Jeez,
three or four guys every hour.
Never
I
heard that
mean,
one before, but
nothing
Jesus
makes you fight
Christ.
harder than dude asshole. Just like
Yeah.
I guess.
All I'm saying is if I saw a picture of this guy, and if I was an ISIS fighter and I looked at this guy and they said, oh, he's a sex slave, I'd stick with my goat. I would have stick with my goat. The goat was
So that's your animal of choice.
it's their animal of choice. What's your animal? I don't want to get into this conversation. Fuck that.
All right, so I'm gonna do a little callback to one of your previous ones where you said, what would be the most awkward animal to talk? And he's like, well, probably the last one I fucked. Tell me my secrets.
So what I'm frightened about. I'm frightened about my dogs being able to talk straight away. I'm like, oh, bitch. I fucking
Tell everyone what you do with the peanut butter.
Yeah. What do I do alone? I don't want anyone to know that shit. And I look at my little dog and I know he's a fucking snitch. Like, I look at him and I go, oh, you got that fucking snitch look. Like my big dog, he looks at me and he's like, he looks at me and he's like, I've got your back, bro. Like, I reckon my big dog would have like that typical, that black voice, that typical black, like an exhibit or an Ice Cube voice. Like, yo, bro, I got your back, like that. But my my little dog, man, he'd be a snitch. He'd be like He'd like to be a Joe Pesci or a what's the guy with the weird eyes from Mr. Deeds?
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi. He'd sound like that, and he'd be a total snitch. He'd be a total snitch, like just for a treat. Like somebody would bring a treat and go, "Tell me all the Chris's secrets," and he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll fucking tell you everything, man." A fucking asshole. And my cat
makes me look his nuts up.
I hate that Vegemite.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, let's go. Let's have it. Let's have your third.
So I'm not gonna go sadist or masochist on this one.
Because you haven't on your first two.
So I would find the technology to build a fucking time machine, go back in time, or yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, so what I would do is discover the technology to go back in time, or at least
what would
peek
you
into.
change?
Or what's that?
What would you go back and change?
I think because of the history of the human race, because the cliche saying, "Hey, history is written by the winners." So I would honestly go back to ancient Egypt. I would say I'm a huge fan of ancient Egypt religion, and I just that time, the Library of Alexandria, like so that scroll.
You would use time travel capabilities to go back and learn, which is I think is a fucking an amazing fucking reason to do it. To go back and learn things that like may have been lost to us.
Maybe fuck like Cleopatra or something just to say he did it. But I mean, like I'm a huge history buff, so like
what if that was a total lie? Like what if that was a total fucking myth? What if you went back and
dog?
And she was just ugly?
Screw! I still do it. I don't give a shit, dude.
Who cares? Who cares? I fucked. Who cares? I fucked.
Idiot. Hold the hole, bro.
And he holds the goal.
Exactly.
Just to say you had sex with Cleopatra.
So yeah, I would have it to where like the ancient Egypt, only to like when Egypt was introduced to like the Greeks. So around that time. And the funny thing is actually a video game, Assassin's Creed Origins, actually goes over that kind of time. So I really enjoyed playing that game because it was like literally what I wanted to do and what is the most interesting when it comes to that kind of time.
So I would do the same thing, but I would go to actual Greece because I like the whole ancient Greece mythology.
He just wants to fuck little boys. That's don't lie to you.
Oh, someone said it.
Hey, Mac, you're the Catholic here, mate. Calm down.
Oh, got him.
Fucking, I mean, I'll give you that one.
Spanish Inquisition days.
I would go back to like 2012 and invest in Bitcoin. I'm fucking.
The stories that come out of this, Bitcoin, like the amount of people that have turned around and said, I had like 500 when it was like dirt cheap. Remember when it first came out, it was like dirt cheap.
Oh yeah.
And people bought like a shitload of it. And there was stories of people that said that they had like 500 bits on a hard drive, but the hard drive broke or they couldn't remember the password, and it ended up being worth like millions upon millions of dollars, and they couldn't get into it. That fucking made me laugh so hard.
This guy I went to high school with, right? Like we were in like U.S. history class, and like the entire time he's like, "Hey man, you should really get on." This is back in 2013, 2014. And he was like, man, like Bitcoin, you should probably invest in this. And I was like, man, I want to let you do that, have fun with that. I'm good, man. And then a couple years later, when it's like $35,000 for one Bitcoin, I'm like, son of a bitch, because I know he had at least 200 Bitcoins in 2014.
So with my, would it be, I don't know what the parameters would be. Would it be just to look at history, or would it be like paradox, like time paradox? Like,
no, you can fuck with history if you want, but like, I know I said there was no repercussions, but with time, there would be.
Oh yeah,
big butterfly
paradox. Like, I've seen too many movies about that shit. That scares me.
It's weird because people go, I'd go back and kill baby Hitler, but if you went back and killed baby Hitler and you come back,
your whole history would be changed. Like, I know
yeah.